Okay, this is good. This is good. I'm feeling it. Are you guys feeling it? Woo! So I remember when I first heard the word human trafficking, I thought it was like this thing that happened somewhere else. But then I learned that Atlanta is a hub for human trafficking. And I realized this is something that we really do have to make a change about. The next three people that are coming up have devoted their work, their organizations, and their lives to this cause. Actually, there are four. And I just want to remind them as they come up, make sure that you tell them your name, your organization, and why you are rising. So I'd like to begin by welcoming Mary Frances Bowley with Wellspring. Thank you. Here.
I am beyond excited to be here with you because I believe that together we can change this situation for girls all over the world. And I believe it because you are endowed with some things inside of you that have caused you to be here today. Because you have inside of your heart something that makes you want to stand for justice. And it may be because of something that happened in your past. And as I have examined my life in reflection, I realized there was an incident in my life that really marked me. And I want to share that tiny story because my goal is for you to understand who the girls are. So many people look at this situation, they can tell you statistics, they can tell you the problem, but so often we don't see that precious little girl who has been so violated. And it started with me when I was 6 years old. I was on the playground at my school and I was just out there jumping rope and I heard the taunts of an older boy making fun of my older brother, Robert. You see, he had Down syndrome. And even though he was my older brother, I knew I was supposed to be the one to protect him. So I threw down my jump rope and I walked right over there to him. And I balled up my fist and I punched him straighter in the nose. Blood was everywhere. And that was the last time he bullied my brother. Well, that was before Martin Luther King had taught about nonviolence. I hadn't learned that lesson. So forgive me, Bernice, wherever you are. But the deal is, what we're fighting today is one of the biggest and meanest bullies on the face of the earth. And it's a man or sometimes a woman who is willing to sell a child for their own profit. And the violence and the danger that it is to our society can no longer be tolerated. You see, there are little girls that could be my granddaughter. They're little girls that could be a part of your life. They're normal girls. Many of them have run away from home. They're running away from things that are dangerous. That's perfect bait for those people who want to buy and sell them because they are looked on as product. And I want you to understand that this is not a choice on their part. They are vulnerable. Our society has allowed them to become vulnerable. And unfortunately, that is perfect environment for a trafficker to have a great business. Did you know that for every girl that he has in his, what he calls a stable, he makes $250,000 a year? Come on. No wonder he's all about keeping his product to himself. And he does anything, not just with iron bars and chains, but there's mental coercion, there's emotional coercion. Girls who should be playing soccer, running track, trying out for being a cheerleader, they have been marginalized. And I want to tell you today that one of the things we're doing in 2014 is we are calling a rally cry called Never 14. I don't know if you know it, but the average age of a girl falling in prey to a trafficker is between ages 12 and 14. The average age of a girl sold on the street tonight in Atlanta is 14. And in 2014, we are rallying a cry saying, never 14. We don't want any young girl who is 14 years old being bought and sold on our streets, not being able to be a normal girl, go into school. And I just think about birthdays. I really like celebrations. And to think about a little girl that doesn't get to celebrate her birthday breaks my heart. I left the program this morning. I went by and saw the girls and dropped something off, and I told one of them I was coming to speak to you. I said, there are people that care about you, and they are going to be an advocate. They're going to be your voice, and you should have seen the smile on her face, because she hasn't had that in her life very often. And we have to stand up. We have to rise up. I love that part of what 1 Billion Rising does. We're rising to the occasion. For girls like Emily, who was hurt when she was 11, began to be sold when she was 12, and she spent her 14th birthday on the streets. She walked through our doors when she was 15 years old, believing that there was no hope for her and really not happy to be in our program. But because of the therapist using a relationship-driven approach and really working at what works for this particular population, she began to realize that she had great skills and she had interest. She didn't think she liked school, but all of a sudden she started doing well in school because we want to give them the chance to catch up, so there's a personalized education program. And so she began to gain credits in school. She got on grade level. She started going past grade level. This girl at 15 was on track to finish high school because she was doing school 24/7. We had to hide the books from her because she was going to finish school too soon. Well, she finished the program at the age of 15 and went her last semester in public high school. And I want to tell you that today she's in college. She's going to be an accountant. Let me tell you something. These girls are not who you think. They are smart. They're resilient. They're funny. I just told one of them this morning, you are the bravest girls, the most courageous girls I know. Because who can walk through a place and hear people say, we care about you, we want to help you, when everybody else has said the same thing and they didn't? That's a big, courageous step to stay there, to go into the hurt of their pain and to rise above it and to become somebody amazing. They are great girls. And I don't want you to ever forget that you probably have a 14-year-old girl in your life. Either she's close to you or you've seen one you know needs help. You rise up for her. You tell her she's valuable. You tell her she's got potential, because she does. And if we do that together, we will change the landscape of the situation of sex trafficking. We will end it together. And we want you to join us in the fight. We love these girls. They just light up my life. And I know you can't see them, but I want you to know I'm representing them today and telling you they're worth the battle. It is costly financially to do it. It is costly emotionally to do it. It's hard work, but it is the best work you can ever be involved in. So I encourage you to rise up today for the girls. Thank you.